give you everyday advice on any topic you can think of. Today we have a lady who wants to know how to let her daughter continue playing with her cousin who is a potentially negative influence. All right, so the question is, my daughter loves to play with her little cousin, but my sister lets her daughter misbehave. How do I teach my child good manners, but still let her continue to play with her cousin? Okay, this is your sister, so I assume that you and your sister are close, so that means that you can have open dialogue with your sister without her becoming too defensive. Some people, when someone tries to tell them how to raise their children, people can get a bit defensive. I'm going to assume that you and your sister have a relationship where you can discuss these things with each other, especially since it's so important for you and your children to play together. And what I suggest to you is that maybe point out to your daughter, I guess it depends on what behaviors the child is doing. Point out to your sister what the child is doing, especially if she's doing behavior where she's putting her hands on your child, hitting your child, then that's an issue where you want to teach your child to defend herself and talk to the parents as well, because they could be raising a bully and not even realize it. And so, as you know, bullying is a big issue these days. We have bullying not only at school now, but now people get bullied across the internet. So bullying has become a big issue, not only among kids, but adults as well. But we're going to stick to the issue we have at hand today. So talk to your sister about the behavior that's concerning you. And then on the other hand, you also need to talk to your daughter and use this as a teaching lesson. And teach your daughter, hey, remember your cousin did such and such today? That's not a good thing to do. Don't do such and such, whatever the behavior is. I don't know how the child is misbehaving. I don't know if it's fighting or talking back. The term used was misbehave. And so, depending on the severity of the behavior, it doesn't sound like it's really bad. It just sounds like she's testing her limits with her mother, perhaps, and you don't want it to negatively affect your child, right? So yeah, use it as a teaching lesson. One thing that I do personally is I've always tried to learn from other people's mistakes, misbehaviors, whatever's going on with them, good or bad. I try to use it as a lesson for myself. And I do the same thing with my own children. And I show them, look, there are consequences to this sort of behavior, whether it's good or bad. I show them what consequences, because it's the game of life. They're going to grow up and be on their own one day. So it's our job as parents to teach them the way they should go. So when they get older, they know better. All right. And they're not such a burden to us. They're not a burden to society. So it's up to us at this young age to teach our children proper behavior. And again, make sure that you're showing your child and teaching your child the good behavior as well, and rewarding your child for the good behavior. A lot of parents, they tend to discipline their children and try to communicate things with their children when the child misbehaves. But we should do what I like to call is catching them do something good, and reinforce that behavior, give that behavior some positive reinforcement. All right, so in summary, talk to your sister, let her know how you feel. Talk to your daughter and let her know what is acceptable. All right, thanks again for joining me today on ShalandaSays. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Also, send me your questions so I can answer them. And as always, make it a productive day.